My story begins on a beautiful late summer day on the Harrow Strait. My husband and I, Hank, we rode on our boat. We had just spent the day, one of those days where the sky is clear blue, the water's sparkling. We were heading back to the dock. Then the classic accident happened. I was leaping off the boat to tie it up at the dock. I smashed onto this steel cleat. Then I slid into the water. I knew I had done serious damage. Fortunately, my husband, with some kind of superhuman strength, was able to haul me out of the water, and he delivered me to the Royal Jubilee. When I got into the emergency room, they could tell I was in extreme pain, but they didn't know that something more serious had happened, that I was bleeding internally. One of the arteries to my liver had torn, and that's where the blood was coming from. So they debated treatment options and decided on something that ended up to be very effective and very non-intrusive, and that was an embolization of my liver artery, where they use a catheter and just shoot up a little plug. It's a little platinum coil, which seals off that hole. It's not often that somebody gives you back your life. When I left the hospital, my first thought was that I wanted to go back to the hospital and thank everybody. I wanted to hug them. I took them chocolates. I wrote a letter of praise and asked the hospital to circulate it. It wasn't enough, and I was so delighted to find out that the Victoria Hospital Foundation has something called the Caring Spirit Award, set up for exactly this, to thank the caregivers that meant so much to you. In my case, the very talented Dr. Weir had performed the embolization of my artery, and he'd used an interventional angiography, a piece of equipment. He was saying that he would like to get a better one, the latest version, the latest model. So we were able to contribute to that. I really wanted to give Dr. Weir whatever he needed or felt he needed to make the best of his talents, because they are extraordinary and will benefit many people to come in all the decades ahead. I can't thank you enough for giving me my life back.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's an honor.
Thank you so much. If I hadn't given back, I would have had a sense that in some ways I wasn't actually fulfilling the circle. I wasn't allowing the full expression of the experience.
Oh, good to see you. There was a lot of people involved in your care that day.
There's over 25 of you.
Wow.
And I'm having a brunch at my home
Yes.
on August 21st.
Well,
and I'm
delighted
so
to come.
hoping you can come. So that's your official invitation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tang. I really wanted to bring all those 25 caregivers together. You gave me my life back, and I want to thank you for that.
This is where, you had all your resuscitation and everything else before you went to surgery.
That's incredible.
But it's so great to see you in a different
It's so great to
different light.
see you in a different context, too.
Yeah. I'd
Here's
be
the
honored to
formal
come.
invitation.
Thank you very much. I'd be honored to come. Yeah.
So-
Not always, we're not always recognized this way, and it's always touching. So thank you so much.
When I went to give invitations to many of them, I wasn't sure they would remember me. I was in ICU for 5 days.
I do remember.
Back in
I do remember.
September.
Yeah, I do remember.
But what astonished me is they remembered me. How can they do that in terms of the sheer numbers of people they see every day? I didn't want to just move on. I wanted to make sure that they knew what they'd meant to me. When a family goes through an experience like this, you're reminded that life is very transitory. I'm so grateful that the Caring Spirit Award has been set up. You have been caring and considerate. I enjoy to reach out to you, to look in your eyes, and to say what you did really mattered to me. Thank you. I think this is what makes them so exceptional, is that somehow they've been able to continue to understand that they have a job to do, it's a routine, they have to get through it, but they're still connecting with every single person they encountered. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal experience to be in their care, and yes, indeed, they are caring spirits.